New Jersey Governor Christie under fire tonight for his decision to call a special general election to fill the seat of the late Senator Frank Lautenberg. That's just weeks before Christie's own election in November. Take a listen to what Christie told reporters today.
I want to have an elected senator as soon as possible. The only option I have is to either do it in 2014 or a special election in 2013. I believe that it is vitally important for the people to have a voice and a choice. And the statute clearly and unequivocally allows for the governor, in my sole discretion, to make that decision. I have made that decision. It is final. It has been signed, and it's over.
All right. My question is, did Christie throw a curveball to the GOP, or did he do something very clever to take over the state Senate and the Assembly run by Democrats for time immemorial? We are back now. We welcome Ari Melber to the show. We also have Dan Clifton, and we have Robert Costa. Ari Melber, I want to go to you. This is too much fun, really. He could have waited till 2014. I get that. But, you know, now Cory Booker, the prohibitive favorite to win the Senate race, that's all going to be over, let's see, October 16th. Christie's race is November 13th with the underticket in the state legislature, and all the Cory Booker supporters will not be around. I think that's pretty clever, Ari.
It is pretty clever. I also think this was the right move for voting. That is to say, he got voters involved earlier rather than delaying it. I think that's always good. You know, right now, Larry, since 2008, we've had 11 different people appointed to the Senate. The appointments process is controlled by political insiders. He's well aware of that. He wants to look like he's on the side of democracy, although it's good for his politics as well. And one other thing that's funny about Christie and why he's got to be careful in dealing with Republicans here, Larry, is look, if you talk to Christie voters in the public policy polling from May, he's got 39% approval among people who backed Romney. Among Obama voters, it's 45%. This guy is beloved more by Democrats around the country than Republicans, so he's got to be careful on that front at home.
All right. I've seen some different polls, too, but okay. Robert Costa, who is Christie going to choose now to have this interim position, which will be, what, 3 months long?
That's a great question. It's the looming question right now in Trenton, Larry. Just spoke to my sources there. I hear Christie will make a decision by Friday afternoon. There's going to be an announcement this week. Top of the list, Tom Kean, Sr., former governor. Second on the list, Tom Kean, Jr., his son, a state senator. Third on the list, Joe Krillos, a state senator who ran against Bob Menendez last year but lost that Senate campaign.
All right, so it's going to be Republican. I actually saw some speculation he might appoint a Democrat. He's going to appoint a Republican. Now, there's going to be a primary. In fact, Mr. Costa, there's going to be two primaries. One of them's going to be on the Republican side. The other one's going to be on the Democratic side. Frank Pallone's going to run against Cory Booker, and all those names you mentioned, except Tom Kean Sr., may primary each other.
That's exactly right. Here's the thing why it's going to be tempting for some Republicans to run in this August primary, even though the window to run is so small. They look at the Democratic primary, and they think Pallone, who's from Long Branch, New Jersey, is connected to the Democratic machine. He could upset Booker, and if he upsets Booker, that gives a Republican a chance to maybe win the seat.
That is a great point. I mean, we've had Frank Pallone. Do not underestimate Frank Pallone, if I were you. Dan Clifton, you know, you could win in August. Look at these numbers. August 13th is the primary, but the general election for this Senate seat is October 16th. Let's say you come out of the August thing, you get all the newspaper coverage in the world. You're going to be on the front page of the New York Times, the Newark Star-Ledger, the Bergen Record, all the papers. It's going to be famous. There's momentum there. There's a lot of momentum there. In a quick election, anything can happen.
Well, that's right, but I also believe that this will get swamped by the governor race ads, which will be happening at the same time in a very expensive media market. And so there's a real opportunity for a Republican to skirt underneath the radar screen and be able to pull this one out if the Democratic machine is not working. You know, it's very interesting. When we look at what's going on in New Jersey, Larry, there are a lot of Democrat power brokers who want Christie to become governor, or at least they don't mind him being governor. But they're not willing to give up the governor's seat and a Senate seat in the same election itself. And I think that creates a lot of opportunities for Republicans. Christie has gotten the politics right all the time since he's been in office, and he's probably going to get this one right again.
That's what I think. He's very underrated as a political guy. Anyway, Robert Costa, thank you very much.